Hello there and welcome to bnettv.com. I'm Michelle Sklar. We're here at the CTIA Wireless and IT Show at the Moscone Center in San Francisco. I am joined by Scott Driggers of Gemini Mobile Technologies. Thank you so much for taking the time to speak with us today.
Thank you, Michelle.
Can you tell us about your company?
Sure. Gemini is a 6-year-old wireless infrastructure company focusing on advanced applications and software for mobile data networks around the world.
Now let's break that down for the average person
Sure.
that's still getting their head wrapped around these fancy words.
Yes. So we help subscribers send text messages, picture mail, SMS, email, instant messaging, and most recently we launched a 3D virtual social networking site.
Really? Let's talk a little bit more about that.
So it's the first in the world. It was launched a year ago in Japan. There's over 250,000 subscribers now, and it's been very successful, and it's quite entertaining for people to meet their friends and chat, play games, and purchase goods in a digital virtual world.
Now, is this social network branded differently than the name Gemini Mobile Technologies?
Yes, so we work with wireless carriers around the world, and they are able to brand the virtual worlds with their own service names. So in this case, it's a name in Japan for the service carrier there, right? And so it gives a very unique and scalable platform so that they can deploy new services and work with content providers who can create very interesting three-dimensional worlds for the subscribers to explore and meet their friends in, such as maybe a virtual Disney World or those types of applications.
Those types of social networks, though, do exist. What is it about your technologies that are making it, I guess, a better experience for the end user?
Right. So right now, those types of 3D virtual worlds exist in the fixed world, so you can access them on your laptop or your PC. But in the wireless world, it's been very complex and difficult to achieve that type of result. But we happen to have the team that was able to put all the different aspects together and enable a real 3D experience without maximizing or overusing the capabilities of the handset. So the battery life still works, and it can render the pictures successfully, and so it's an overall good user experience.
Okay, so without getting overly technical, what can you tell us about some of the technologies, if you will, that you did need to use to enhance this particular experience, just so that our viewers have a better understanding of what all this really means?
Sure. I think one of the biggest differentiators is simply that you have some software on the handset, and then there's some software back in the network, and they work together to provide the world and the environment that the avatar, which represents you, the subscriber, is walking around in. So we enable the avatar to bring things into their room. They have pets, they have virtual plants. And so when somebody purchases something or they meet their friends, we're managing all that activity on the back end and then providing the visual experience on the phone.
Why the focus in Hong Kong? Is that just where things ended up? Was there something about the market there that you thought this was the best place to start? What's your approach going to be with North America?
Right. Well, good question, Michelle. Asia is really a leading market in the world for obviously wireless devices, and the PC penetration in the United States is very high, but in other parts of the world, it's less. People are less likely and have less opportunity for home, high bandwidth services to their rooms or their offices. So they tend to do a lot of these applications that we might do on a PC, but they do them on a phone in other parts of the world.
Is there opportunities within this social network then for people to, I've heard of social networks, for example, that allow you to engage with your friends sort of outside of maybe the virtual world, but how do I know that someone's going to be online, I can engage with them in that virtual world, or I know that they're going to be someplace else, or what's sort of the connection outside of that?
Right, so you really have an opportunity to run the application on your handset and literally wake up in the morning, open your handset. People aren't even getting out of bed. They're saying, hey, is my friend Susie or Bob or Frank, are they in the world? And you just open the screen and you look, and if their avatar is in the room that you share with your friends, then you know they're online. And so you can immediately start chatting. What are you going to do today? Are we going to meet, go to the baseball game, that sort of thing. So Gemini operates some of the largest messaging systems in the world in terms of scalability. So our real secret sauce is allowing carriers to distribute very, very high, extremely high volumes of messaging traffic to their subscribers in a very reliable and seamless and cost-effective manner. So in Japan, we have deployed the world's largest MMSC, so delivering very rich, high high-capacity content, so large photos, videos, that sort of thing, to subscribers. And it's running at about 6,000 messages per second, which is probably about 5,400 messages per second, faster than just about any other technology on the market. So it is fast, and it's very reliable, and it gives good service for the carrier and helps them to just differentiate themselves.
Fantastic. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to speak with us, Scott. We really appreciate that. We've been talking with Scott Driggers of Gemini Mobile Technologies, and I'm Michelle Sklar.